Good evening and welcome to Face to Face for the Newsfirst team. I'm Niresh Eliathambi. Sri Lankans are waiting impatiently for our country to accelerate down the highway of success. Economic success, financial success, and general development. But that success will depend on how we industrialize our economy. Because after all, we can't depend on sectors like agriculture to take us forward to the quantum leaps that are necessary to take our country into the future. So industrialization is a key factor, and to discuss this, I have the pleasure of having as our guests this evening two gentlemen who represent the Industrial Development Board of Sri Lanka, Mr. Ravi Nissanka, who is the chairman of the IDB, and Mr. Sujith Bombuwala, who is a member of the board of the IDB. Welcome to both of you gentlemen.
Thank you so much for
Right. So let me first point out something very interesting, which is that both of you gentlemen are actually from the private sector, and you have joined and volunteered your time basically for this very important state-owned enterprise, which is the Industrial Development Board. Now, for our viewers who may be uncertain of what the Industrial Development Board is, it is the driving force behind our industries, all types of different industries in Sri Lanka, and as the name denotes, it is in charge of developing new industries and the existing ones. So first let me ask Mr. Ravi Nissanka, the chairman, to give a description of what they've been doing for the last 6 months, because our viewers will be very interested, because this is a lot of behind the scenes work which doesn't necessarily come to the forefront and get much publicity. So Ravi, could you give us a synopsis of what you all have been doing after you took office at a very tumultuous time, of course, and how it's been?
Actually, I was appointed about soon after the presidential election. I was asked to take over this institution, so that I initially I was managing my own institutions, own companies, and I was very doubtful whether I can take a full-time job at that time. Then I was thinking on and off, and then finally decided to take it over. So once I came to IDB, I realized the gigantic amount of work that is left there for us to do, because the potential for industries in this country is enormous, but we have not reaped the full potential of it. Looking at the regional development in the rest of the countries around the region, so we realized there is a huge potential for industries for Sri Lanka. And as you said, when you come there, so you need to actually what we actually realize when I come at the end of the year. Basically, the government planning has already been done for the year 2025. So then we had a question whether to move forward with the same plans or need to have a little bit of a change to that. And because the budget for that plan has already been passed by that time when we appointed, so that was a little bit of a problem that we had to decide whether to move forward with the plan that they had at that time or to change it. So then we were asked to give the new proposal, new planning. So then we have been working for the last 6 months actually to get the real plan on the ground, so that we brought up new things into the table, and also we did a little bit of a change to what the planning was earlier. And we really didn't want to make a big change at the beginning, because our manpower as such, so that they have been trained and they have been doing the same thing over and over. They are really experienced in doing that. So for us to bring a new thing on the table, it is a bit of a difficult task for them to get realized on our new plans. But somehow or other, so we managed to bring up a very nice, very energetic, very transforming industrial planning on the table now. So that now we are working on that for the year to come. For during the 2025 and 2026, we have already completed our planning, and we have asked for the budget. Of course, depending on the performance, now already 6 months of the year has gone. Already 6 months is available for us to do anything. So whatever we will do, whatever we can do, we will do for this year, because the industrial development is not an overnight happening. You know, from the motivation and also the change of the mindset of the people, educating the students, education of the university students, and also the bringing the new technologies and the finding the resources, the financial and also the other resources to get in place. So those are the things that are taking place. So that it takes a lot of time, but for us to start with, so we have a very good plan in hand, so that we will implement that during the course of the year.
Now, let me bring Sujith in here. Sujith, now I've been in this media industry for about 35 years, and I saw in the beginning of my career there was some industrialization in Sri Lanka with the 300 garment factory program and other programs in other industries. But somewhere in the mid-90s, this industrialization process seemed to just die down, and our Sri Lankan mindset seemed to move away from industrialization. Maybe it was because the war was raging or other factors, but we didn't see the sort of quantum leaps in industrialization that you find in Malaysia or India or Thailand, which just overtook us and went forward. So I have a feeling that your biggest challenge will be to change the mindset, not only of your staff at the IDB, but Sri Lanka in general, that we need to now change our existing economic methods and take on new challenges.
Actually, thank you so much for raising that question, Niresh, because now in Sri Lanka, actually, after working for corporates, having more than 20 years experience with the corporates, and we realized that because Sri Lanka has been going through different issues in time to time, and industrial, actually we have to thank for the existing industries who are actually keeping their hand with this economy, and somehow whatever the obstacles comes towards to them, but still they faces. But the IDB point of view, actually, now some people are saying no industries is taking place, no production is happening. Actually, when you come this, actually our main purpose is the industry expo, which is happening in this month itself, because there are more than 400 industrialists who will take part in this industry expo. That means something is happening inside the country. That means a lot of productions are taking place in the country at the moment. So many manufacturers, but there is a rumor that the Sri Lankan people has that nothing is manufactured in Sri Lanka, but there are so many manufactured in Sri Lanka because they are the one who contribute to the economy. So we have to give due credit to them. And as an industry, what you call IDB, Industrial Development Board, we have a duty. Actually, after working for the corporates, I also didn't aware about the IDB, what was IDB is doing, whether they are granting loans and all. There are so many facilities with the IDB is having. After actually I got this opportunity to represent the board, only I got to know the insight and what is the capacity and the capability of IDBs having to support to the industry, and so many things. So we can, in time to come, so we can discuss about that. And actually at the beginning of the conversation, I would like to give due respect to the government, because because there are 5 board members, and having a lot of capabilities. Then we have 3 engineers, and I came from different background, and marketing and logistic and different background, and we all were actually appointed not through political way, because I'm sure I'm so happy about this country, how it's going, because so we didn't have any political connections. We were appointed actually to recommendation of institute, because where I was consulting for the CIPM. From that actually I was nominated. I also didn't know about this opportunity. From that itself, it will create a kind of hope for the people, because now these Sri Lankan governed bodies are appointed voluntary, and we are also working voluntary. We are happy to voluntary for this nation as a responsible citizen in this country for the IDB. So I think industrialists can also have a hope. So we from the IDB will give our fullest support to develop industries, so in time to come, so we can discuss further.
Excellent. And to give our viewers a little bit of insight into these 2 gentlemen, the chairman of the IDB, Mr. Ravi Nissanka, is an industrialist, and he has over 3 decades of experience in basically the concrete admixture industry, where he is actually exporting, and he's been a pioneer in advanced concrete technology. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Natural Sciences, and he's the chairman of several companies which are involved in exports. So you certainly know what you're talking about. And of course, Mr. Sujith Bombuwala, board member, he holds a Master of Business Administration from the University of Jayawardenepura, and a postgraduate diploma in business management from the University of Colombo, and he has qualifications in SLIM, that's the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, and also the Postgraduate Institute of Management, and he is the managing director of several companies which are involved in logistics operations and high impact advertising campaigns. So you gentlemen are from diverse backgrounds, but and you are not actually associated with the party, the NPP, but you have come forward and been recommended. So congratulations, and I'm sure that the country needs to be grateful to ladies and gentlemen such as yourself who volunteer your time, because when you're heading a company or several companies, that takes up all your time. So to take on such a challenge, and it's not an easy one, is certainly something that well, not a lot of people would do. Now Ravi, you mentioned that the plan for 2025 had already been set, and this is something which the general public doesn't understand, that when you all took office in not just in the IDB but all the other state bodies, that the budgets, the planning for 2025 had already been done, just like in corporate, in the private sector, the public sector does the same. So there was a plan, there is a plan, and all of a sudden you are expected to come in and change everything overnight, which it doesn't happen that way, and it doesn't happen in the private sector, and certainly not in the state sector. So that must have been an immense challenge to I mean, first of all, you have to examine the plans, you have to examine the capabilities. A year ago you didn't know that you were going to be the chairman of the IDB, so you have to study the organization, and then you have to figure out what it can do and what it should do and what you and the government want it to do. So was it a huge challenge?
Yes, Niresh, I think you picked it up, I think, in the right way. It was really a challenge as I assume the duties. As you said, we need to understand the background and the capabilities, the resources available. And the Ministry of Industries, I didn't know about much about the Ministry of Industries, and we are under the Ministry of Industries and Entrepreneur Development. So, and also to understand the government, the way in which the government institutions are being run. So this is a challenge actually. So it took some time for us to get into the system and to understand the capabilities. So eventually, after about 3 to 4 months time, of course, we come to a certain understanding, and we decided not to change the plans that they had, regular plans that they had, so that the people are capable of doing that. So they have been continuing that, so that we didn't want to make a big change to what they have been doing. But on top of that, we wanted to put some new plans on the sort of from our new plans. So that was something, understanding the gravity of the Industrial Development Board duty. When you say that the Industrial Development Board is something that is going to serve the entire country across all the 25 districts. So we started realizing the problems on the ground. So we thought, you know, when you talk about the government plans, the government strongly believe that the wealth distribution to the needy peripheries of the economy is not happening the way that they are expecting. So that there is a sort of a wealth accumulation in certain areas, but this is not distributed to the corners of the country. So in understanding this, the duty of the IDB is also to make and strengthen the small and medium industries. So the idea of strengthening medium and medium industries is to make sure that the majority of people have the access to the wealth of the country. So having understood the gravity of the problem, so we decided to strengthen the regional industrial plans. So there are quite a number of plans that we have decided now. We will discuss about that in detail in time to come. So first what we did was to understand what is needed from the IDB. So with the consultation of the minister and the deputy minister and also our secretary, Madam Secretary, so we decided to understand what are the important urgent needs of the industrial development of the country. So first, actually, for us to understand, as you said earlier, to get the people on board. So the main problem we have in our country is the entrepreneurship literacy. We don't have enough of people who really need to come into the industrial area, who really need to come to the becoming entrepreneurs. So that we need to inculcate a system where people also like to come and join with us, so that to drive the economy forward in the industrial and also the entrepreneurship arena. So that for us to understand, initially we actually launched a survey to understand the startup ideas of the people. And also I realized that there is a shortage of industrial lands available, and also I wanted to understand how much of land we need for the development of industries. So I conducted a national survey to understand the entrepreneurship ideas. Those are actually the natural ideas of the people who come up with the idea, okay, I have an idea to start an industry, so give us a chance to try it out. So that we conducted, then we raised about 600 inquiries from the people across the country who really want to have an industry on their own. But to tell you, unfortunately, most of these industries, that 80% to 90% of the industries are very, very minute level industries, with which we can't do a big impact to the development of the industrial sector. So that we have to look into the high value products manufacturing, so that now we are diverting our focus from that small industries popping up all over, but we are trying to convert this to the high value products manufacturing. And for that we have understood the sectors: electrical, electronic, mechanical, chemical, minerals, plastics and rubber. These are main industrial sectors that we are trying to put our focus on. So that the developing all these sectors, for example, if you take the plastic industry, if you develop that industry from A to Z, so that this sector is capable of making plastic component, so any other industry. If you make the electronic industry develop, so that this this sector is capable of making electronics for any other industry. So that this is the way that we need to go out. Not to look at one industry and develop. So that's very difficult to do that. But if you develop the sector wise, it has a sort of the cohesive operation, so that they can depend upon each other, so that to bring it together to one industry. So this is the strategy that we are going to put forward. For that we are working on.
So you're talking about integrating our local industries, including the new startups, into the global supply chain.
Exactly.
Which is how things work in the world, of, the economy of the world today, as opposed to 20 or 30 years ago, when you basically built something and it was complete and you sold it to the world, and that was fine. But now it's something else, isn't it? I mean, if you take a laptop, the different components are made in different countries.
Exactly.
If you take an aircraft, you have the engines made in one country, the wings in another, the fuselage in another, and even the components of the engine are made in different countries. So you might be it might be 10 or 20 countries where these smaller industries, which are of high value, are actually pooling together, and it's one supply chain. So Sri Lanka seems to have been left behind, don't you think? Because we haven't got into this global supply chain as we should have, as some of our neighboring countries have done. Would you like to comment on that?
Yeah. Yes, this is a very, very interesting and very good question to answer, actually. Actually, the main challenges that we have is the lack of the marketing opportunity that we have. So we have to divide the marketing into two sectors: is the international marketing, which is the exports, and the local markets. So anybody to produce a product, and for him to start producing a product, he should have the assurance that he can sell this product in the market. So what we see here, for somebody to start manufacturing high-end products, high-value products, is the challenge is that he doesn't have enough of market within the country. Why we don't have enough of market in the country is because of the people's affordability. Our people are very, very backward when it comes to the affordability. Buying power of people is very, very low. The reason for that is the income generated by the employment of the people is relatively poor compared to the other countries around the region. I am telling this repeatedly over and over again. This is a sort of a chicken and egg situation. Unless you make the economy, you can't make the people rich. If you don't make the people rich, you can't make the industry. So that you need to make this balance forward, so that that is why it is challenging and it takes some time. For example, for you to tell you, if you suppose that you start producing a air conditioner company, so how many of these units can be sold within the country? Because if you don't develop your technology, if you don't come up with the right product, you can't straight away you can't go to the international market. For you to go to the international market, you need to try your product locally. For you to come with a product locally, you don't have a buying power. So that you get stuck in between. So that this is where the challenge is. So we need to make sure that the people are paid very well, high paid salaries, so that people are affordable, so that it's easier for us to push the product into the market. It's a very good decision that the government took recently to increase the government salaries, the salary scales. By doing that, they pumped up about 111 billion rupees to the hands of the people, so that there will be a demand of the commodities from the people who have money now. And also the government is going to allocate about 1.36 trillion rupees as a capital expenditure, so that all that money will come to the hands of the people. So thereby we can expect and anticipate, and this is a very good news for the industrialists of the country, that they can expect to sell more products to our local people, so that they can strengthen their production, strengthen their technologies, and strengthen their capabilities to go to the export markets. So this is a very good opportunity. Within 3 years time, we expect about 333 million will come to the hands of the people. So this is a very beautiful story, so that everybody should be happy about that. And this is especially the entrepreneurs and the industrialists must be very happy with this government's plans. Actually, that is a very good decision that was taken by the government. So we thank for the government. It is an incentive that is given by the government to the Ministry of Industries actually. So that is strengthening our activities on the ground. So this is how we are going to move forward.
Excellent. And we need to take a short commercial break right now. I am in conversation with Mr. Ravi Nissanka, Chairman of the Industrial Development Board, and Mr. Sujith Bombuwala, a board member of the IDB. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Before the ultimate test, join us for a day with the legends.
Will be crowned World Test Champions.
The two captains leading their teams into the World Test Championship final will give their thoughts on this epic clash.
That's a brilliant moment in this ultimate test.
Greats of the game will then become immortalized as 7 new inductees will enter the ICC Hall of Fame.
One of the greatest in cricket history.
Join us on the 10th of June for a day with the legends on TV1 from 9:45 onwards.
Red Rock Malana or WhatsApp us on 076 599 7788.
Across the nation, talents and dreams are ready to shine. Introducing new faces and extraordinary performances from every corner. We proudly present some of the finest rising stars.
Duffy Crown Season 2.
June 7th onwards, every Saturday and Sunday at 8:30 p.m. only on Shakti TV.
දේශපාලනයේ මතවාද මත බේද මත විමසුම් සහ මත ගැටුම්
ජනාධිපති අරමුදලේ සල්ලි අරගත්තු වට්ටියනේ
විරුද්ධ පක්ෂයේ മന്ത്രിවරු ෂෝ එකක් දාන්නවත් මාධ්‍ය සංදර්ශනයක්වත් නෙමෙයි කතා කරන්නේ.
ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමා කියන්නේ මට දුන්නේ මයික් ගරු අමාත්‍යතුමා ගරු අසන්තම
සර් මෙයාට පිස්සු. කේලම් කියන එක මම නැවතුවා.
උතුරේ ලුණු දකුණේ ලුණු කියලා ලුණු නෑ බොස් හරිද? රටේ ලුණු තියෙන්නේ.
ලාංකේය දේශපාලනයේ පෙරලිකාර අදහස් සමගින්
ආණ්ඩුවට විරුද්ධව 50%ට වැඩිය තියෙන හැමතැනකම අපි විපක්ෂය ප්‍රාදේශීය බලය පිහිටුවා.
අපි ටර්න් එකක් ගැහුවේ මහා මැතිවරණයේදී.
දැන් අපි මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ නෑ අපි මේ පොඩි මිනිස්සු කියලා කියමුකෝ. මාලිමාවේ ඕනිම අයියා කෙනෙක්. කිච්චි බච්චි බිත්ති බුට්ටි ඕනි කෙනෙක් එක්ක එන්න.
නරියා මිදිවැලේ කියන මිදි කන්න පැනලා කිව්වලු අල්ල ගන්න බැරි වෙලා කිව්වලු ඇඹුල් කියලා.
දිනෙන් දින උණුසුම් වන දේශපාලනයේ අවසන් කැපුම. ෆයිනල් කට් unedited. සතියේ දිනවල රාත්‍රී 7:30ට TV1 ඔස්සේ.
Test cricket.
It's not like other sports.
It's not even like other cricket. It's not just about power
Or speed. It's much more than that.
It's about skill, intelligence,
Endurance.
Courage. Some things take time.
evolving, building,
Developing.
It can change slowly or in an instant.
They say it's not for everyone.
but greatness rarely is.
Once again the saviour. What a champion.
This is cricket at its purest.
The one.
The pinnacle.
A battle of wills, of minds,
of hearts.
The mace, the ultimate prize.
Lords, the ultimate venue.
This is the ICC World Test Championship Final.
My goodness.
growth to 4.5%, 5% instead of the base case of 3%, I'm afraid we will have to restructure our debt again in 3 to 4 years.
Who is responsible for the growth for the year 2024? Is it the Ranil Wickremesinghe administration or is it the Anukumar Dissanayake administration?
There is a 60 billion rupees excess that the consumers has given to CB, which should not have been given.
This whole tariff methodology business has got well politicized, and the public has got themselves in a twist on this.
Long-term generation plan, if they were formulated in a proper way about 20 years back, nowadays we could have absorbed less expensive indigenous resources like solar in large quantity.
Face the Nation every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. on TV1.
Welcome back to Face to Face. I am in conversation with Mr. Ravi Nissanka, Chairman of the Industrial Development Board, and Mr. Sujith Bombuwala, Board Member of the IDB. Now, Sujith, let's talk about a major event which the IDB is organizing, which is Industry Expo 2025 Sri Lanka. And it's going to be at the BMICH, and it's this month from the 19th to the 22nd, 4 days. Would you like to give us some details? What can we expect to see at the BMICH, and is it open to the public, and so on?
Yes, Neeraj, thank you so much for raising that question, because this is one of the largest national exhibition in Sri Lanka. So actually we had a short period of time to arrange these all facilities, and now is still in the process of arranging all the facilities to industries. Actually happy to convey that already 438 industrialists already confirmed their stalls, and already we have got all the facilities to arrange these large and the national exhibitions. Actually, there are so many industries will represent this Industry Expo 2025. So I wanted to actually explain about what are the new initiations what we have done up to now, because normally the exhibitions in Sri Lanka, the national exhibitions in Sri Lanka don't have a visitors profile, and when we go abroad in Dubai for these Gulf food or different exhibitions, they have a visitors profile. Before entering into the exhibitions, they take all informations, but with our national exhibitions, we don't have visitors profile. Industrials, they don't know who came in and who went out from the industry. But this time actually voluntary, so many people volunteered to facilitate this, and one of the company, and actually they build the software to get the visitors profile. Now this time actually we are going to introduce a barcode, and they can do pre-registrations, and they can enter into the BMICH premises, and so then they can learn lot of things, because a lot of manufacturers actually will represent this exhibition. So then for the school student, university students, and people who want to start new business and young entrepreneurs, and they can come and get this insight, how the industries they have developed, what are the new technologies they use for this manufacturing, and so many things they can learn, and they can go through this entire process and learn the new product introduced by the industrialists, and what are the new opportunities available, and so many things they can learn in this month itself, 19 to 22nd, actually 4 days at the BMICH.
Right. So 438 industrialists are going to be there,
yes,
displaying all the different products that they make, and that many of them export. So that will take up, I think, most of the premises of the BMICH. Which area of the BMICH are we talking about?
Yeah, our chairman can give insight about the entire the flow chart, because now he is fully involved in that, the entire planning. The chairman. So
yes, Ravi, this must be a massive amount of planning,
Yes,
especially
yes,
in a short period of time.
Yeah, Niresh, this is actually very challenging, and we decided to have this exhibition at the very beginning of year 2025. Actually, to tell you, only February we decided to have this exhibition in June. So we are left out with only a few months for us to put this in operation.
Now, usually international exhibitions are, the planning starts about 2 or 3 years ahead, and they are, it's all in the national plan as well. So if you look up Singapore, you can find the different exhibitions which will take place next year and the following year also. So you put this together very, very quickly.
Actually, it was planned, and after the change of the government, we thought we didn't have enough time to go for planning and to execution, so that we were a bit of a slow at the beginning of the year. Then couple of us, we decided anyway, we at whatever scale we will have it, so that we decided, and then we got into the work. Actually, the confidence that we had was the people around us. Actually, IDB staff, actually, they are putting a lot of efforts to get this event a success, because they are very experienced. They have been doing this project for the last couple of years, so that their expertise are really invaluable for us at this moment, and they are putting a lot of effort to get this project a success. With that, of course, then we invited all the industrialists to take part this one, so that within a matter of about 3 months, I think, so we got the confirmation for about 435 stalls already confirmed, and apart from that, we have another, I think, 25-30 stalls are left for anybody to, actually all the industrialists we invite. There are about 30-35 stalls left out, so that you can come and take any of the stalls of your interest. And also one of the significant highlights that I need to mention is that we are occupying the majority of the BMICH premises, A and B hall, the western car park, and also the rest of the area, so that it's spread the whole stalls all across the BMICH area. And also there will be innovation arena, so that is there will be a lot of innovations done by the students of the university, students of the schools, and also the general public, industrialists. There are about more than 100 innovations you can see. That is a very interesting part for the students, for them to come and have a look, and also for the industrialist point of view, for them to come and get their problems solved. They have day-to-day problems. If anybody wants to start an industry, he has some questions to ask. So we have one-stop center for industrial facilitation, so that all the stakeholders who can provide the facilities for the industries are housed in one place, especially the Register of Companies, the Inland Revenue, Electricity Board, the Environmental Authority, Water Board, you name anybody. There are about 35 government institutions are housed in one place, so that the industrialists can come and talk to them and solve their problems. If they place their problems in this booth here, so that whatever the action, because our IDB is actually strengthened with the 25 district offices, so that whoever who comes from far areas, their problem will be diverted to their regional officers, so that they will take care of their issues. We invite all the industrialists, whoever who need to get in touch with all these authorities in one place. We take this opportunity, invite all of you to come and talk to us, so that it's a quicker way to get sorted out, because the minister, honorable minister, deputy minister, the honorable secretary, or everybody is involved in this one, and with the staff of all the our sister institutions like NEDA, SED, Productivity Secretariat. So all these people you can meet in this one-stop center, so that we invite all of them to come. And apart from that, this is so the stalls are sort of spread across all the industrial sectors that we identified. There are about 25 industrial sectors that we have identified. I don't think I have time to tell you all the 25 industries, as I mentioned earlier, some of them. So that electrical, electronic, mechanical, rubber, plastic, then the chemicals. Likewise, there are 25 industries, so that these all the booths, the industrialists who are going to be present here are consisting of all the 25 sectors, so that anybody who wants to buy, or who want to get the technology, or to purchase, please come and visit our industrial exhibition Expo 2025. There are a lot of opportunities for all of these people, for the students, for the industrialists, for the general public. There is something for you to come and enjoy. So we take this opportunity for all of them to come and enjoy this event.
Now, Sujith, I think you mentioned to me earlier that there's been a lot of corporate support in terms of sponsorships and participation. Would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, Mr. Thank you so much. This is actually the most important thing, because now, as Chairman correctly said, within short period of time we organized this, in the process of organizing this, and actually with comparing the previous exhibitions as with the previous government, how they did it and how we are going to do it, is that there should be a significant difference. And because of the saving money, and we get the support from the corporate and saving, this is actually public money end of the day. So then actually we should convey our gratitude to our all sponsors. Actually I would like to name, because within short period of time we have conveyed this message. They came up and they have already given their approval to support to us. And I would like to actually, we have three main sponsors, actually title sponsor, Dialogue Enterprise, they came up as a title sponsor, and Platinum as a Platinum sponsor, Vijay Product Private Limited, they came as, and we have actually three gold sponsors, FMJ Holdings and Digas Scan Secure Private, Print Private Limited, and Haley Solar as gold sponsors, and there are a few silver sponsors, SMR Consolidated and Ceylon Bank PLC and Freeland Enterprises and Melva Conglomerate and Maxus Organic Private Limited, Commercial Bank and Ceylon Cold Stores and Ceylon Grief Life Plantations and Pick Me and Alumex. And these are the silver sponsors and official partners. Actually, they have given their expertise to support to us. And as actually Activan Group, actually they are doing the free the social media publicity for on behalf of IDB, this industry expo. And American Premium Water, they are providing exclusive the hydration as a partner, and ITN actually they are also as a the media, but Sirasa also, they are also giving as a government media, they also contribute a lot to the event. And Vijay newspapers, actually they are voluntary, came as a media print media partner, as well as the Center for Lean Excellence, they are the digital platform partner. They are actually voluntarily supporting to create the this digital platform to get the visitors profile. And as well as I want to mention the SLIM, actually with the very recently we concluded event with the industrial brand excellence, and for that also they supported and we conducted that. And for this event also they came and they gave their insight. I want to mention the Dr. Dilhan and Dr. Mr. Asanka's name also with this, and these, without them actually we can't have this event. So then in order to success, these all sponsors and these the category partners who contributed a lot, and we convey our gratitude, heartfelt gratitude on behalf of the IDB. And with the short notice they came up and supporting for this national event. Now
Sujith, is there still time for more sponsors to come on board?
Yes, actually now we have already there is a room to come. Now we have already actually published their logos with the tickets and all, but still we can give stall and some other benefits then who will come for this event as a sponsor.
Excellent, excellent. And now this is just one of the many events that you all are planning over the next year and into the future. So let me ask Ravi, what can you give us a glimpse of what you're planning, some of these events for the rest of 2025?
Yes, for the year 2025, the rest of the year, so we are planning to actually have a very close dialogue with the chambers of the country and to understand the problems that they face at the moment as to why they can't go to a next level of development. So for them to scale up their industries, so if there are any ground problems that they need to sort out, and if they need any kind of a support from the government side, maybe they need an infrastructure, maybe some policy decisions, maybe they need to sort out some tariff issues, maybe they need some sort of a funding issues. So we need to understand the problem that they have as to why they can't go to the next level of development. So we will be having very close dialogue with the chambers and the rest of the industries, those who are not into the chambers, and to understand the pulse of these people. So this is the easiest way out rather than starting new industries actually. So starting new industries is a different paradigm, so that we will take care of that. So that's a next different level of approach. So in the meantime, the most significant thing for us to do the rest of the 6 months of this year is to have a close dialogue with the current industries and to understand their problems. So we understand there are the main problem that we understand at the moment is the lack of industrial land in Sri Lanka. So I was told by the many people in the Ministry of Industries that the land utilized for industries in Sri Lanka at the moment is somewhere around 5,000 acres, which actually needs to be around over 100,000 acres with the size of the country. We should have at least about over 100,000 acres for industries already demarcated for the development, so which has not happened. So we are taking very immediate actions to find the lands available for industrial developments. So we are having a very close dialogue with the government to see, because everybody wants a land in the Western province, because the Western province is capable of providing all the infrastructure support that they need. Actually, all the government bodies, the Colombo port and the airport, all the infrastructure available in the Western province. When you say Western province, it's Gampaha district, Colombo district and the Kalutara district. That is where most of the people are looking for their lands. So we are not in a position to provide the lands in these areas because the whole lands are now saturated. So only immediate option that we have at the moment is to take the advantage of the Hambantota port. So we are seriously looking at the development of the Hambantota port. Actually, we insist the government at this time, of course, we are having some dialogues to see whether we can get a dialogue with the Chinese embassy to understand their plan for the Hambantota port. And one of the other reasons is that we are concentrating Hambantota is to see whether we can allocate some land for the industries, because there are a lot of land, a lot of empty lands available in that area. Before the human habitat take place in those areas, this is the right time before any development happens. This is the right time that we need to secure some land somewhere at least about 50,000 acres. I don't know whether we need to do it in Hambantota or elsewhere. Wherever we need immediately, we need about 50,000 acres of land readily available for the development, because we can't look for land when the investor come and ask for the lands. Even now, daily basis, the people are coming and asking lands from us. We don't have any lands in hand and we send them back. So this is very, very unfortunate situation. I can't understand why the previous actually governments didn't take a consideration about the serious factor which is lacking for the development of industry. So that this is one of the bottlenecks that we have identified. So we are trying to sort it out. Maybe during the year 2026, I think we can sort this out to a significant way. So this is where we are at the moment.
Now, it strikes me that the several regimes, several governments over the recent past actually did not focus on industrialization, didn't focus on exports, and that's why our exports didn't grow, that we didn't continuously develop our industries. And as I said, for perhaps 30 years we've been stuck, apparel industry was really great in the early 90s, and it's still great, but it's still the apparel industry. We haven't taken that quantum leap forward. I mean, if you look at a country like Malaysia, they are attracting the biggest companies in the world. Companies like Google and Microsoft are pouring billions of dollars into investments, but we haven't focused on that, have we? We've sort of been focused on imports and a lot of corruption and a lot of nepotism, but not on building the industrial infrastructure of the country?
Yes, Niresh, this is a very, very important question actually for somebody to look into as to why it was not happening during the past years actually. As I said, actually, if you don't have lands in hand, of course, you can't talk about any industrial development of the country. So if somebody has not taken steps to correct that issue so far, so it shows that they have not had any genuine interest to develop the industries in the country. Because it's actually, as Sujith told, that there are so many industries surviving despite all these discouragements and also these negative impact that we had in our economy. There are a lot of companies, they are surviving. It's really, really great, and appreciate that their contribution to the economy of the country. Way forward, so we are trying to understand actually the priority basis, all the problems that are on the ground. So we are trying to sort out all these problems, and we are working on that at the moment. Yes, actually your question is there, but there is no encouragement from the side of the government. It's very obvious and very evident. Now you can see the result of it. So it's very obvious, and
with the new government, of course, all that has changed.
Yeah, of course, yeah. We are trying to change all what's lacking in the industrial sector. So hopefully, I think there will be a lot of encouragement on the side of the industrialists. Of course, they are very, very encouraged, and they are coming all the way, everyday basis, so that we are in the right track actually at the moment. So that there will be a lot of things will happen next year, 3 years to come. Yeah.
Excellent. And I'm afraid we are out of time. My thanks to Mr. Ravi Nissanka, Chairman of the IDB, and Mr. Sujith Bombuwala, a board member of the IDB. Thank you very much for being with us this evening, gentlemen. And thank you to you at home for watching. Don't go away, because the news is coming up next. And I hope all of you have a great evening.